after you. When things got tough, you helped me through. No better way to say I do. You're only with me when I'm with you. Yeah, I'm chasing after you. No other choice, I'd rather choose you. No better way to say I do. You're only with me when I'm with you. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm yours. Yours. Yeah, I'm yours. Yeah. Signed, sealed, and delivered. You're the epitome of what true harbor means and brings to me. Oh, please see how much you mean to me. I still look to be with you eternally. I don't care what they say, I'll be a fool for you now. I know, yeah. Fell once, fell twice, keep my feet, let the record show. You're a part of me. You're the air that I breathe, and I never wanna be without you. But you're enough. I'm chasing after you. When things got tough, you helped me through. No better way to say I do. You're only with me when I'm with you. Yeah, I'm chasing after you. No other choice, I'd rather choose you. No better way to say I do. You're only with me when I'm with you. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I'm yours. Yours. Yeah, I'm yours. Yeah. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I don't care, be a fool for you, yeah. I don't care, be a fool for you. I don't care, be a fool for you, yeah. I don't care, be a fool for you. I don't care, be a fool for you, yeah. I don't care, be a fool for you. I don't care, be a fool for you, yeah. I don't care, be a fool for you.
Hey, this is Wendy Jaye. It's time. Where y'all at? It is time. Another episode of Flourish, Girl, Flourish, the podcast. Right now. Right now. Right now. On Zamar Radio.
May 21st, 2023. I saw a quote the other day that stated, "You've done enough watering. It's time to be the garden for once." I immediately panicked. I read that post again. "You've done enough watering. It's time to be the garden for once." Wait a second. So you mean to tell me it's time to stop pouring from a bucket half full? You mean to tell me that it's okay to put the bucket down and allow myself to be watered? Wait. I have to be reading this wrong. It's time to be the garden for once. There it is, to be. So many things came into my mind as I read that quote over and over again, as if the words would change. Even in that moment, my controlling ways crept in and brought along its homeboys and its homegirls. Doubt, fear, self sabotage, defeat, woe is me's, I can't do this speech. It all showed up to the house party of one. As I realized this cycle starts and stops with me, I opened my mouth and popped every self doubt balloon that I just blew up just for me. In this garden, I am growing, I am learning, I am colorful, I am meaningful, I am grounded, I am genuine. And then it got better. I will be the best I can be. I will be better than yesterday. I will finish what I start. I will take time to water me and tend to my garden. I will choose me. And it ended here. Tending to your own garden, where you are forced to see your flaws and faults and your shortcomings, And empty spots can birth out something so beautiful. Tending to you can change the atmosphere and the dynamic of your thoughts and boost the sight that you see. Go ahead and weed out anything that doesn't bring this garden to life. You got this, Wendy Jaye. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Flourish Girl Flourish, the podcast. Yes, this is season 4, episode 4. How are y'all doing? I'm so happy to be back, y'all. Just great news, great things. Just we're gonna have a good time, y'all. Now y'all will hear little Deucey back there jumping around like he has lost his mind, but he gonna find it, all right? Because I'm gonna help him. But welcome back to Flourish Girl Flourish, the podcast. You can find us on Instagram at flourishgirl.flourish. You can also listen to past episodes, all streaming platforms, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you like to hear your shows. We are there. Thank you guys so much for listening in. And thank you all to my supporters. You can like, comment, follow, and send a DM on Instagram. Let me know your thoughts on today's episode or what you would like to dive in on. Also, you can extend your support, Flourish Girl Flourish, Cash App. Yes, Cash App, finally. Make sure it's me now. You can find us at $Flourish Girl Flourish. Thank you for tuning in to every episode and showing love. Shoot, thank you for even wanting to hear what I have to say and allowing yourself the space to grow and to hear the things that could assist you with your journey. So go you. Now, today we have a special guest in the building, as always, in the building, on the phone, on ZMR Radio, wherever you are tuning into. We have Miss Keyohndra. How are you,
Hello,
Miss
hello.
Keyohndra? Ooh, I'm so excited. I gotta find me a clapping sound, little cute thing to just yeah, yeah. I'll do it for
I'm
you.
doing well.
Welcome,
How you
welcome,
doing?
welcome. I'm I'm all right. I'm all right. Today's Sunday. Today's Sunday, so I'm all right. How are you?
Look, I'm right there with you. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday. It is
It's
Sunday.
Sunday.
So, this is the one and only, y'all. So, if you could introduce yourself to the audience, let them know who you are, where they can find you, and how they can get to know you.
Hello, everybody. So this is Keyohndra Bostic. I am a wife, a mother, sister, and everything else. And I'm
I
not
heard
really
that.
on social media uh, for myself personally, but you can follow Near Candle Co. on Instagram. You can find me there. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, y'all make sure y'all follow. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. And Keyohndra, thank you so much for coming on and being a co-host with Wendy Jaye.
I'm glad to
So,
be here.
I know, right? I'm happy to have you here. Cause listen, y'all, nothing but fun. You hear me? Other things,
Always.
definitely amazing qualities, but she is nothing but fun. Fun, fun, fun. And know all the good eating spots, okay? All of the good eating spots.
Look, you better know.
All of the eating spots. So we're gonna go ahead and dive in if you're ready, because it might get a little hot. Make sure your AC is on right now.
I'm ready. I think I am
Okay.
anyway.
All right. Well, what we're gonna start off with is a little game. It's called Two Truths and a Cap. Two truths and a cap.
Ooh, okay.
So, cap means something that is not true about yourself, but we're gonna do that. So I will start first. Have you ever heard that before? You heard that game before, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm familiar with
I'll
it.
start mine first, and then that gives you time to think of yours. Okay. And
Okay.
then they are going to. I'm assuming that they are going to try to guess it in the chat. So you guys
Okay.
just stay tuned and let's see which one is the cat. So for me, my favorite food is Thai and Japanese cuisine. Second, I cannot swim. Third, I have been to the Bahamas.
Okay.
I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it. My favorite food is Thai and Japanese cuisine. I cannot swim. I have been to the Bahamas. What you
Okay.
think? What you think?
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna say. So I'm guessing what the cap is.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Yes.
Um, I'm gonna say you've been to the Bahamas. That's cap. Because I know
Wow.
you like to eat. Went to that bomb Thai restaurant that time,
Oh yeah.
and I don't know if you can't swim, but if you're like a lot of our other sisters and friends, you probably can't.
Mm-mm.
So I'm gonna go with
Wow.
Bahamas.
Okay. Let's go ahead and drop this truth. So yes, you got that correct. Thai and Japanese is my favorite food. And I have been to the Bahamas. I can swim. I said I cannot swim. I can swim. And that was by force because I got pushed
Oh,
at a
wow, I
young
didn't know
age.
that.
And I
I
was
thought you could
forced
not
to start
swim.
doggy paddling. So I can doggy paddle. I know how to push off. And, I know how this. I know how to get under that. I know how to do what I'm doing now. So, yes, that's the
Okay.
cap. I cannot swim. I can't swim, y'all. Thank ya. Not the Olympic swimming, but I can swim. I can blow some bubbles and backstroke, front stroke, side stroke, all of that. So there y'all go. There y'all go. All right. So what about yours? Let's go.
Okay.
Let's hear yours.
So, um, my favorite food is Spanish, any type of Spanish food.
Uh-oh.
Um, let's see. I've never been to California, and I was on a step team in college.
Oh,
Which
snap.
one is the cap?
Repeat
Let's
it one more
see.
time for everybody.
Okay. My favorite food is my favorite food is any type of Latin food, Spanish food. I have never been to California.
Okay.
And when I was in college, I was on a step team.
Hmm. Oh, man. I believe you have been in California. I do believe Spanish food. I believe that. I don't think you were on a step team. You can dance now, but I don't think you were on a step team. I'm stuck. I'm
So
stuck.
do I so is
Because
that
okay,
your
I was
final
trying to see if
answer?
anybody was gonna say anything in the chat, but it seems like we have a Mister in the chat that said lies. Now, I think he has the same last name as you. I don't know if you know him, but in the chat he said lies.
I don't know. I
So
might know him.
I don't. You better know him. Okay, so I think step team. I do think step team. Someone else also says step team is a cap. So reveal your cap, please.
So my cap is that I've never been to California. I
Oh
actually
my
have been
goodness.
to California. I
Oh.
love Spanish food. Everybody that knows me knows that. And only, I don't even know other than my husband who knows this, but I was on a step team in college.
Oh wow. Hmm.
Yes.
Huh. I'm a little upset because I didn't get that right. Because I was leaning towards I really thought that I was right, but that's okay. That's okay. It's all right. So we have people in the chat that said oh wow, somebody said Christian step team. Okay.
It was a Christian step team.
Okay,
Yes.
do your thing. Listen, do your thing. I was on step team for like 2 minutes and then they canceled it. I guess because of funds and stuff. And then I found my love with
That's
dance.
about as long as I lasted.
Yeah. So
Maybe a semester probably,
everything
but
happens for
it
a
was fun.
reason. Okay, well, good. There we go. So there y'all go with the two truths and the cap. I can swim, and you said you have not been to California.
No, I had been.
You, she has been to California. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's ask another question. What's one funny memory you've recently thought about? Now, for me, I feel like somebody lied to me, and I'm gonna share this. This gonna be a little
Mhm.
TMI for the fellas that is listening, and shout out to the guys that listen as well. Truly appreciate it. Yes, it's called Flourish Girl Flourish, but real men flourish too. Okay, and shout out to Austin for giving me that tag. And I'm gonna always make sure you get your credit. All right, because you will not FIND me, but you can FIND me at Flourish Girl Flourish on Instagram. So somebody lied to me, and I thought about this the other day because in the movies when they're pregnant and their water breaks, it's like gushing, like this big waterfall. I said TMI, so mute your phone if you don't want to hear it. But mine gushed out just like the movies, and I just thought about that the other day. I said that. Somebody lied to me. It's not gonna be like that. It's just gonna be a little bit, and you get a little pain. I felt the pop like it was really dramatic like the movie. So I just had to tell that. And my other memory that I just thought about, which just happened a couple weeks ago, I was, working out around my neighborhood, and I saw a Jumanji looking dog. And yes, I said Jumanji. I'm very dramatic as people. I get it. Y'all understand. I am very dramatic. It was a Jumanji dog just sitting, and it was looking across the street, but it wasn't looking
Jumanji
at
dog.
me. But I never understood. I always said, man, I cannot run fast. I'm not a fast runner. Oh, ooh, if y'all could have seen me darting around that corner trying to get back to my house. And the moral of the story is stay in your area. Why you over there?
Right?
Why are you over
Did the
there?
dog chase you?
No, the dog did not chase me, but I took off running because I did not want the dog to see me. But I crept around that corner to make sure it wasn't looking like, oh, I see somebody. No, it's so crazy because as I'm walking, I'm like, I've never seen this Jumanji looking dog, and
Wow.
it was there. Oh, it was so scary. And like when I got home, I kept turning around looking. It was this other little dog that was sitting on the side, just barking every time you walk by. I was like, "Shut up!" Like I know that dog was laughing at me, like, "Yeah, get your
Wow.
behind back to your house." So that's my memory that I thought of lately. What about you?
So you telling that story about the Jumanji dog, right? Just made me think about. So I have a daughter, right? Well, I have four daughters. My oldest is very scared of dogs, right? So this was maybe 3 years ago. My uncle, his wife passed, so he lives in Marietta. We went to go visit him. He's like a senior citizen, so he lives in a senior citizen type home or apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
So we get up to his floor. It's me and the kids, and we get to his door. He has a little dog, like a little Shih Tzu, right? And
Uh-huh.
we hear the dog barking as we approach the door, and I'm already like trying to calm her down because I already know this gonna be a mess. And
Mm-hmm.
so I called my uncle. I was like, "Hey, can you put the dog up? We right here at the door." He was like, "Okay, I'll put the dog up." He went to open the door, and listen, before he even opened the door all the way, Amore, yes, I'm sorry, Amore, I'm putting your name out there. Amore, my oldest daughter, was all the way down the hall. She took off so fast. He hadn't even opened it. Like he literally
Oh my
like pulled the
goodness.
door open just a little bit, and she was all the way down the hall. And all the other kids, she scared them, and they followed behind her. So here I am. I think I had a baby and a baby carrier in my arm, and I got three
Mm.
kids running down the hall following Amore, and I was just like, oh my goodness. Now I
What?
got to go find these kids. They don't know where they're going, never been in this building before,
It took off
and
from a
for
dog.
nothing because they didn't. All they did was hear the dog. They didn't even see the dog, but she
Mm-mm.
wasn't taking no chances. As soon as that door opened, she was gone.
And see,
She was
I'm not gonna take
gone.
any chances either. And I'm gonna tell you why. I heard something recently on Instagram, and they said when people come to my house, they always say, "Does your dog bite?" And I say, "My dog don't bite me." When I heard that, I said, you know what? That's the problem right there. Because people trust the fact that yes, dogs bite. They got teeth. Yes, they bite. Why
They
wouldn't
do.
they? You
They
bite
definitely
stuff.
do.
You got teeth. Like, make it make sense. Yes, they bite. Now, are they? The questions you need to ask is, will that dog stay where it's at? Because if it's gonna move, I got a problem with it. Like, I don't need to come. But when I heard that, That made more sense than anything. I don't trust these owners. You got a dog. I don't trust you. I'm sorry because you got
She
to know
didn't
your
even see. She
dog.
didn't even see it though. She didn't see
No,
a
I,
dog. She
I
just
don't care. I don't
he
care
took
either.
off.
I'm with her. I probably going to. Okay, I'm not taking any chances. And that was, and you asked the question. You said, was the dog chasing you? No, it wasn't. It didn't have to chase me. All I had to know that it was there. It had the ability to run because it was in the driveway at the bottom. It's a hill. The house was a hill. There's no way it was chained. I was like, no, 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 not me. You won't ever get me like that. You can't. And I took off. So, like I said, moral of the story is I am a fast runner. I actually am. I run slow and I don't want to do it. When I gotta do it, whoo, you'll be amazed. You will be amazed. Now, let me ask you this: what's your favorite
Mhm.
flower?
I love tulips.
Tulips. My favorite
Hmm.
chrysanthemums. And I asked that question because dun da da da. I gotta find a cue for that too. Anybody who want to give me a nice little jingle for my different segments and my shows, I appreciate you and I shout you out all the time. Now, the topic today is called "In This Garden of Mine." Okay,
Hmm.
in this garden of mine. Now, to the audience that is listening, please feel free to answer these questions as well. And if you are viewing this episode live, send a DM at Flourish Girl Flourish. Well, at flourishgirl.flourish on Instagram if you are not viewing this live. So if you catching this after the party is over, the party will restart with you. So let's talk. And you can feel free to call in as well. So of course, no, knock, knock, knock. Please introduce yourself and give us a chance to acknowledge you. So, the first question I have about in this garden of mine. Now, when you think of a garden, you think of all types of different flowers, right? Do you
Hmm.
think this garden, and this was not a question, but I'm going to ask it. Do you think that gardens they just pop up out of nowhere, or does someone have to actually forcefully put things in order, put them in different places?
Um, I'm actually trying to learn about gardening now.
Okay.
I'm kind of self teaching myself.
Okay.
Um, but I would say maybe both. Um, maybe both. I think there are gardens that you have to kind of put together and form and make to your liking. And then there are some that just happen naturally and organically. It just depends.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. For me, I thought that a garden is something that you force. Like I want to say force, but it's something that you plant. I want it to go here. I want this to be there. I want the tulips over
Mhm.
here. I want the chrysanthemums here. The only thing I feel like you do not determine are the weeds. Like the weeds, the stuff that comes in to try to, eat at the stuff that you've grown, you've tended to. That's what I think of. That's what I would think of when you say in this garden of mine, like I have
Mm.
control of what actually takes on here, but not really. You got
Mhm.
it's a little bit you, but it's also a little bit of other things too. So
Yeah.
now, the first question that I do have on my list is why is it so hard to tend to self? Why do you think that it is so hard to tend to your garden? Because at the beginning of the show, my journal entry was talking about, you don't have to water anymore. Like for once you can be the garden. Why do you feel like it's actually hard to tend to our garden?
I think that too for to me, I feel like sometimes depends on the person.
Hmm.
Um, but I think sometimes maybe we're too busy helping, someone else put together their garden that we
Being experts.
um yeah, that
Experts somewhere else.
we kind of slack when it comes to our own gardens. Or
Mhm.
maybe we feel like, oh well, I've done enough that I can go, I can go help this person, with theirs because I've done enough to mine to where it can sustain. But in actuality, you gotta it's a daily thing that you have to
Mhm.
put work in.
And I think to just to add on what you're saying, I believe that at that moment too, it's focusing on the inner self. Like it's focusing on you, not just the outside. Of course, yes, the flower is beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But you also know that you have to plant things at a certain time. You have to plant them in the right areas and,
Hmm.
put up the right fences around it or the right stuff to protect other things from coming in. You have to look at you. I feel like sometimes it is easier to say, hey, I'll be there for you, I'll be there for you. But then when you start to lack within yourself, who's recharging you?
Yeah.
Who's furthering you to get you back to your best ability or even start that journey to get to your best ability? So
Hmm.
for me, yeah, it's hard because you have to see self, like I said. You have to see the things that are not so good. You can, praise or say, hey, I do like this about me. But that one thing that has been like itching away at you, like bothering you, this is exactly the thing that I no longer need to be. This is keeping me from this, or this is
Hmm.
keeping me from having healthy relationships. You have to look within you. And that's personally how I can say from my journey was the hardest. I definitely tried to escape it. And the reason why I asked that question specifically today for this topic is because you still have to tend to your garden, regardless of the seasons, regardless of the weather. Like, yes, it's raining, but that rain is going to help.
Yeah.
Yes, it's sunny and it may be too hot, but it's still going to help at some point, regardless of what you're going through.
Hmm.
So, what could be the scariest part about tending to your garden?
For me, I would say maybe just um, accepting the things that aren't the way that, or the things that didn't come out exactly the way that you may have wanted them. You may have planted something and was hoping for it to grow and bloom and turn into this, and it
Yeah.
turned into something else. And
Mhm.
then and being able to accept that, okay, it's not what I thought it would be, but this is what I have. And, let me be grateful for that. And let me still nurture and care for that in the same way. That can be challenging sometimes, especially when you have your heart set out on something being a certain way or going a certain way.
So basically, what you're saying in the terms of in this garden of mine, you plant a tulip. You're looking to plant a tulip and a rose pop up. Is that what you're trying to say? Like
Not,
you,
no, no, no,
they,
no, not that. I'm
oh,
saying, let's say, and this has happened to me actually and recently. So I planted these flowers, right? And one of them has, took root, starting to grow.
mhm.
It's come through cut through the soil, and then the other two that I planted, nothing yet. And it's like,
Mm,
well, dang, I put the same amount of care into all three of them. You would think that the same thing would happen to the others, and it didn't. And so, do I throw it away? Do I continue to try to fix it? What do I do?
What do you do? What do
Right
you do?
now, well, I'm a patient. I can be patient
Okay.
when I want to be. So in this particular situation, and then again, it does depend on the situation. I'm going to be patient and kind of wait it out and not give up or be so quick to give up on it and just wait it out and see what's going to happen because it may surprise me. And then
Mm,
just like in our daily lives and situations and things that we deal with, sometimes you just got to wait out. You know, when you're in a situation and you want to say, okay, this is not going the way I thought it might go. I might
right.
just need to cut it and move on from it or figure a way out of it.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's best to just wait and kind of see how it's going to play out or what's going to happen because it might end up working out the way that
You
you
never
expect
know.
it to, but you
Yep.
you don't know. And if you quit and give up on it, then you really will never know what happens. But that's not every situation. Some things, you have to know, okay, this I definitely need to cut. There's no waiting to see how this is
Mhm.
going to change. But
Hmm. I like that. I like that. So wait on it. Wait on it. Wait on it.
mhm,
And to know that it takes time for things to grow. It takes
yeah,
time for things to grow. And I think too also is, people say like comparing microwaves and ovens. Like, I want a slow cook meal as opposed to, something that you could just get really fast. And that was
Mhm.
a struggle of mine, thinking I want things done now, 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 now. I need to see them blooming now. Okay, I realize it's an issue of mine. So now, okay, I think I'm gonna change it. Then the next day, you feel like you find yourself tested, and it's so funny because
Mhm.
sometimes it really is the next day, or sometimes within the next time you open your mouth, it's like, oh shoot, I just said I was not gonna do that anymore. I wasn't. So I feel like the scariest thing for me is just being able to stand on it. And it may seem like the easiest, but I don't want to fall, or I don't want to mess up again. Like, I don't want to go back
Yeah.
to doing what I just said I was not going to do, as far as like, hey, instead of reacting, I'm going to respond and say, hey, I didn't like, just talk, communicate. Then the next time I'm triggered, I'm flying off the, no, it's going to
Mhm.
take time. And start with your planning. Take a deep breath and then respond. Take a deep breath, think about it, and then respond. Like, you start to put things in order as
Mhm.
you are trying to become better at that thing that you're watching just grow and just bloom to this beautiful flower. So let me ask you this: how much time is acceptable to tend to you? Like, how much time do you think is necessary? Because then again, this is piggybacking off of what I just stated as far as the microwave and
Mhm.
the oven, one thing so fast. But I feel like for me, healing and growing is constant. When you think you've got
Oh
it all
yeah.
together, it's just that one more thing in the corner that you wanted to avoid. It's still there. It's still
Yeah.
there.
I
What
wouldn't.
pops up?
Yeah, I wouldn't put a time limit or
You
give a
can't.
certain amount of
Yep.
time because it's every day,
Yeah.
every
You can't.
day, kind of pouring into yourself, tending to yourself, growing. I feel like that's never ending.
Mm, mm.
Or for me, at least at this point in my life, I haven't gotten to the point where I feel like I'm where I need to be or I've made it. Every day I'm growing. I'm trying to get
And
better.
there's different levels. It's definitely different levels. I think of,
Yeah.
playing Super Mario or something. It's different levels. Things get harder. They get, as you pass that, whatever you learned, what you were equipped with in this level, you now know how to do it for the next level. But you got to learn something else. You got to
Yeah.
get back to the studying, get back to the teaching and stuff. So okay, hmm, it's pretty interesting. So as you tend to your garden, what's wrong with stopping and smelling the roses? And smelling the roses, of course, meaning congratulating yourself, looking at what you've accomplished, maybe the
Mhm.
accolades. What can be a negative side of stopping and smelling the roses?
A negative side to doing that?
Mhm.
Hmm, I don't think. Well, for me, I don't think I would say that there's a negative
Okay.
thing that comes from stopping to smell the roses. I think that we should kind of stop and appreciate the things that are right or that are good. Um,
Absolutely.
I know that is something that I'm still even working, on myself with trying to
Mm,
make sure instead of focusing so much on what I need to change and here and there, stopping to say, okay, well, you know what? In this aspect or in this area, you've grown, you've done this, you've matured in this way, pat myself on the back for that and not be so stuck on okay, but I still got to fix this. I got to do that. I got to do that.
mm,
And I don't do that a lot. And so I'm trying to work on myself with just seeing the value in me and not just the things that I think need to be fixed or the things that aren't where I need them to be or where I
mm,
want them to
mm.
be right now.
Hmm. I think for me, I think the negativity on my end, definitely in the past, if I was to reach a certain goal, or someone says, hey, congratulations, I saw this, I saw that, and then I think it's time to chill. That was my mindset, like, okay, I got it done. No, did you forget that this was just a tiny little bit? Like, this was just one step to this big staircase. Like, you have to keep going. And that was My negative that I saw with stopping and smelling the roses, that's something that you definitely have to train your mind to do. Like, okay, cool, you did something great. This was amazing. Maybe, celebrate, go take yourself out and congratulate yourself. But then keep moving. Now it's time to
Yeah.
get back into it, and not one of those like, no, I'm beating myself up so bad. No, 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 you got to do this. No, that's the next thing. The next thing isn't to
Hmm.
just stop, and that has always been something within me, just not finishing what I start. So, smelling the roses, you guys, congratulate yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong with it. Congratulate yourself. Be proud of you. Look at how far you have actually came. Like, look how far. You're not where you started. Give yourself your flowers. You can stop and smell those roses, y'all. Now, is tending to your garden too much dangerous? Like, and when I say I'm gonna break it down, for me, I think
Hmm.
of isolation, I think of solitude, and that's sometimes not what a lot of people are used to. They're not used to being isolated or dealing with being in a state of solitude.
Hmm.
I fear liking that too much. Like, I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to deal with that person. I don't have to. But then you're like, no. I used to think that tending to my garden was, so much that I
Hmm.
would want to be alone, or I would want people to stay out of my way, as I would like to say it. But that's not how life works.
But
Like,
you know
life,
what?
it just
Oh,
doesn't.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, no,
it
no. You
just made
good. You
me
good.
think. Um, for me, tending to my garden is the opposite. It's me not so much isolating, but opening up
Mm.
more because I don't do that often, and just being more open and
Mhm.
vulnerable. And
Right.
that's not something that I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
So trying to these days I'm just trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. And
Mm.
it's uncomfortable.
Okay.
But um I think I said it on one of your other, well, I commented in the comments about um the edge of your comfort zone is where you start to grow, where your growth begins. And
Yeah.
I'll never grow until I get out of my comfort zones. Um, and it's easy to say, but it's a hard thing to do.
Mm-mm. I think my favorite thing to say is being comfortably uncomfortable, and you just actually staying in that spot that and for me,
Hmm.
that's where the self-sabotage come. And I had to give it a name, because when I was just like, why do you always do this when you know it's something you want to do? You have the plan, like, you have it. Go, and you just still holding on, the little fingers you holding on to a cliff, and then it's like, you gonna fly. Just let your finger go, and then you just taking one finger off at a time,
Yeah.
just peeling it back, and then before you know it, you done caught back on with the other hand. Now you got strength to hold on tighter. Like, no, go. You can do it. What is it? Self sabotage that thing, and it's so bad because it really does creep in. It creeps in every time.
Hmm.
It feels like the same time. Like, you should know it's coming. Come on now, you should know by now that it's coming, Wendy J. But of course, she like to play it. Oh no, I don't think that's what it is. No, and before you know it, you second guessing yourself. You back in
Hmm.
doubt. Like I said at the beginning, you throwing this big old pity party, and you don't want to blow up the balloons. Come on, like, no, 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 no. And the topic today, like I stated, just thinking about, of course, definitely the quote that I read, but being able to tend to you and truly tend to you. So, like you stated, you actually in your garden is with people. Like, you think of just stepping outside of your comfort zone. And for
Yeah.
me, I feel like it's somewhat isolation. Everybody's garden is gonna look different. It will not look like mine. Your roses will not be planted where my roses are. I may not even want roses in mine. I may have
Yeah.
more weeds than you have. You may
Hmm.
just have just a little tiny spot. My garden may be really huge. Everything is going to be different. You cannot pinpoint it. And that's exactly why Flourish Girl Flourish is what it is. It is a walk in your journey. And I'm encouraging you to start yours if you haven't, or wherever you are in your journey, you're at least acknowledging the fact that you are on a journey and this thing will keep going. This thing will get better for you. So
Yeah.
I think I have one more question. Oh,
Okay.
oh, and then we're gonna have a little bit of fun, and then we're gonna go to our milk and agave moment.
Okay.
Last but not least, what does your garden look like right now in this moment? If you could think of it, what it look like. Come on, let us know. Let us.
Um, uh, you know what? Let me think on it. Let me. You go first. Let me think.
Hmm.
And this is the open and vulnerable thing I'm talking about. But we
Oh,
gonna get there.
snap. You
I'm.
got
I'm.
it.
A,
You got it. You
we
got
gonna
it.
get there.
Okay.
I'll get
Because
over
I had a little
it.
bit more to the question because it was like, can it be
Mhm.
tended to more, or are you in your garden with your feet kicked up and drinking sparkly bubbly? Like just be a little extra. But um I think for me, I'm ready to lean back a little bit and sip me a little bubbly, a little sparkly, and this is non-alcoholic. My favorite, sangria. Sangria. I with a little Sprite mix with some fruit in it. With a little fruit on the side of the cup or the
Mhm.
glass, or holding the flute with my sunglasses, just chilling and looking at. I may not have any flowers there. I don't think I have too many yet, but they are planted. They are put in, certain areas strategically. And
Mhm.
yeah. hmm I say,
Okay.
probably had to fight off a couple of, animals trying to eat away at what has grown. But it's nice. It's getting there. And I am okay with waiting for it to do what it has to do. But while I am waiting, I
Mhm.
am tending to other things as well. So not just I guess banking on what I
Mhm.
see right here in this area, but also making sure that I am checking all areas. It's just not one part of me that needs the growing, that needs the healing, that needs the, to be restored or to be to be picked.
Mhm.
That time of year to be picked. I am I'm content right now. I'm content with me and I'm content with learning and continuing to grow and to, of course, continuing to flourish, girl, flourish. So, yeah. hmm Nothing's popped up. Like I said,
Okay.
nothing popped up yet. Nothing ain't really popped up yet, but I know it's coming. So, what about you?
Okay. So I can say in my garden right now, I have some things that have sprung up, have bloomed, are beautiful. I have some stuff that is still, you know, hasn't bloomed yet, but it's getting there. And I have some weeds that I'm digging up. I'm trying to get it out of there, so that the end, the I guess the picture at the end is, you know, a beautiful, full, lively, colorful garden.
Mm, okay.
So
Hmm.
I'm still working. I'm not at the point yet where I can sit back and, not yet. I take my small victories and I try to, like I said, pat myself on the back, on those little small victories. But yeah, I'm still working.
And understanding that what will be,
Yeah.
having to force anything.
Hmm.
You said weeds.
Yes.
Are weeds, bugs, snakes, all the creepy stuff. Do you think that it's healthy to have that in your garden? Like, do you think that weeds serve a purpose in your garden, that the snakes serve a purpose in your garden, that the rodents and the Jumanji animals, do you think that all serves a purpose in your garden? Because I
In
beg
my
to
garden,
differ if you say yes. Like, I beg to if you be like, yeah, it is.
no, no, no. No, and not in my garden anyway. No, those are things that I see. Well, the weeds anyway is what the things that I see as imperfections, things that I need to get out that are not beneficial to me, that are going to hinder me from growing or
Right.
getting to where I want to be. So those things, yes, I need to get those out. I don't see them as good for my garden overall. The bugs, and I don't know about the rodents, but the little bugs and stuff, you know, some of them serve their purpose and are good, to an extent. But
Okay.
yeah, the weeds
Mm,
most definitely are the things I see like in my life that are just things that I need to get out
mm.
altogether.
Well, I definitely did go on Google, and I kind of looked that
What did it
question,
say?
and it said that the weeds is.
Don't tell me the weeds are good for the.
It says, and listen, let me put this disclaimer out here. I am not, I have not planted anything. Okay. I don't know anything about a garden. This is all, what is it called? Is it a figure of speech? No.
Metaphor.
Yes,
Is
it's a
that, is that the right? Is
metaphor.
that the proper thing?
Yes, I think
A
that's what I'm
metaphor.
looking
This is
for.
a
And if
metaphor.
not, y'all can put the right word in the chat. We will not come against you. And please don't come against us. Thank you. We are trying.
Thank you.
But I went on Google and it said that they can help fertilize the soil, increase moisture, serve as a living mulch. And I don't know what that is, repel pests, and even attract insects and bugs that your main crops can take advantage of. It's
Well,
kind of
not my
weird.
weeds.
Not yet.
Not
My
mine.
weeds. Not my weeds. Okay. And then the bugs in your garden, they maintain healthy soil and recycle nutrients and pollinate flowers and crops and control pests. So I don't know. Hmm. Mm. I'm not really sure. But listen, when you think of weeds, you think of them, you think of it as something bad, And as I heard you say,
Mhm.
you have a little weeds here, and some weeds, people like to cut them away, but that's also for the image of it. I don't want weeds to be all over my beautiful flowers or around them, or
Mhm.
because eventually they'll what take them down, right? Don't the weeds, they grow so much that they start to I want to say pull away your garden.
See, I'm new to this gardening as well,
Me too. Come
so
on,
I
who
can't give
know
you
what
an
they
answer to
doing in the garden? Come on,
that.
y'all.
Somebody in the comments, please let us know about these
Huh.
weeds.
Or better yet, y'all
Because
can call in. Nobody's called in today, but it's okay because we having a good conversation anyways. Okay. Somebody said choke them
let
out.
me ask you
Yes.
this, Wendy
Okay.
J. Um, if we are considering weeds like what I was thinking, an imperfection,
Mm-hmm.
or something that just something not even let me take that back. I don't want to use that word imperfection, but
Okay.
maybe something um you know in our life or within us that is something that just needs to be cut away or be removed. What would that be for you in your
Ooh,
life at this point?
I would say how slow I move on things. And then I would flip it and
Mm,
say how fast I move on things too, because um, you can move so slow that you miss the opportunity, and then you can move so fast that you mess up the opportunity.
mm,
And I feel like for me, right there is just learning to definitely trust myself and know that I have the necessary tools to accomplish the things that I feel like are placed on my heart. Like it's placed there for a reason. Don't second guess yourself. You got it. Like cut out all that middle stuff and just get to the work. Because
mm.
we've been here before too many times. That's
Yeah.
why I feel like I am. And lately it's been working for me. So that's a thumbs up, and that's a okay, keep like work with that and don't let that go. Don't forget that feeling of how it felt when you actually banked on you, when you actually chose you. That's where I
Hmm.
am right now. What about
Yeah.
you?
Me right now, I think the weed or the thing that I'm really working on getting out is um has to do with me in the way that I value me, or me seeing myself as
Hmm.
valuable.
Okay.
And that's something that I struggle with. And I think it just stems from, when you're younger and you have an idea of where you want to be at a certain point in your life or a certain age, or you see things going one way and they end up going another way.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you are in a position that you didn't necessarily see yourself in, to that, the full extent, but are still, happy with where you are, every now and then you get to see a glimpse of what in your mind feel like you could have been,
Mm-hmm.
should have been, you know what I mean? And you get caught up
Mm-hmm.
in that, and then start to and now that I'm looking at, like, dang, I could have been that, or I could have been doing that, but I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm devaluing what and who I am now, because I'm
Yes.
comparing myself to, you know, at the end of the day, other people who I feel like, dang, had I could have been doing that, or I should have been doing that, or I wanted to do that. So
Mm-mm.
that is something that is, for me, something that I have to work on often, to make sure that I, instead of, and my husband told me this as well, instead of always focusing on what other people have, or how they're living compared to you, like what they have versus what you have,
Mm-hmm.
start thinking about what you have that
Yes.
they don't, and not
Yes.
the other way around. And so when I find myself kind of getting in those moments where I'm like looking like, dang, and I'm like, nope, let me consider, and all the things that I have, and the position that I'm in, that a lot of people will probably never get the chance to be in,
Yes.
and the things that I have that people don't have, or some people may never have. Like, let me think on those things and just be so grateful and appreciative for that, as opposed to always just, you know, looking at over the fence in somebody else's garden, I guess.
Hmm.
So though, that's my little weed right now. I got to get that out of me, because
Get that out of you. Get it under
no,
control. Cut away
absolutely,
at it. Snatch it out, because it will mess with where you are going, where you are now, and what you are. The sight that you're seeing in your
yeah.
garden. Hmm. So we can definitely open the line up for a caller if you guys want to call in and share, what does your weeds look like in this area or this part of your life. We gonna open it up. If somebody want to call, let us know. Not call in. Definitely
Hmm.
introduce yourself first, and then we'll acknowledge you. But while they are doing that, I definitely agree with you. Been there, done that as well. Still battling with that. You had that moment where, well, I feel like when you are looking to change something about you, you feel like, I can do this one time, and then once I pass this one test, I'm good. Like I stated earlier,
Hmm.
it's not that. You're gonna
It's
keep, like,
level,
you have
yeah.
to keep doing it, and it may not be the same test each time, but you come on, we got to get the same result. We got to get that pass. We got to get that 100% on that test. I don't want anything less than it, and that's been my aim as well. Just making sure that the growth that I want for me, I have to understand that I got to take everything that comes with it. I can't just say I want to do better in this area, but don't think that this area is going to get touched too, because that's going to
Right.
piggyback off of that. That's going to make this one thing function the right way. And just accepting the fact that you say you want to grow. Like I stated, this is episode 3, I believe. Sign it on the dotted line. Once you sign your name and you date, and you over here screaming and hollering, you want to change and you want to heal and you want things to be
Hmm.
better. When those things come, that is going to strengthen you, give you that type of growth that you need, give you that healing and that comforting, and the things that you're longing for. Big girl panties, put them on. Put them on. Put them.
You
Make
better.
sure that they on tight. Please make sure they on time, okay? And that they oh goodness. Please make sure they on. And man, oof, yeah. So we haven't had anyone call in. So guess what, guys? We're gonna move on to our almond milk and agave moment.
And this is where we actually just let you guys down a little bit smoother than what we have. Because when we dive in, this is something that it has you consider. And sometimes it opens spots that some people are not ready to open, or if they at least thought about it, it is comforting to know that someone else has been through it before as well. So we're gonna get to our almond milk and agave. I need to jingle somebody, anybody, everybody. Tell your friends, tell anybody that you know can rap, can sing. Let them know that I need a jingle. I need something for my segments. Okay, please. See, you can send me your ideas at flourishgirl.flourish on Instagram, guys. So for the first almond milk and agave quote, of course, I find these quotes and I screenshot them, and they are pertaining to the show that we're having today. The first one is, "But baby, you're a flower. You're a flower. Love helps you grow, and sometimes you just have to water your own garden." The next one is, "The grass is greener where you water it." And I think that's something that we just talked about as far as looking onto other people, and that the grass will be green where where you
That is
water
so
it.
true.
And if you decide to buy fake grass and make your grass look really, really good,
Ain't nothing
one
wrong with
shame
that.
on you. Look, one shame
No,
on
ain't
you.
nothing wrong with that.
No, wait. Let me tell you why. One shame on you, because people really be looking and thinking that that's real grass, but
It don't
uh,
matter. I still laid it out. I still got to maintain it. Keep
yes,
it up.
and you bought it, and
Ain't
you
nothing
had
wrong
to
with
buy it.
that.
There you go. There you go. And the next one I had is, "You can appreciate the flowers in someone else's garden while still watering your own." That was a good one. And the last one, I'm going to say, not really pertaining to a garden, but, "I'm not always okay, but I still get up every day and I thug that ish out." I need a little blink too. Like when I want to say, I'm going to say one of the words. Just put a little there. So I'm not always okay, but I still get up every day and thug that ish out. All right, all right, all right. And you know what song I thought of? Because usually I'll say something and then a song will come and I start singing it. But I'm gonna just force this one in there. Aretha Franklin, "A rose is still a rose. Baby
Ooh,
girl,
yes, that was my
you're
song.
still a flower." So, cause a rose is still a
Oh,
rose.
what does he know about that?
Baby girl, you're still a flower. You a good job, baby. Good job.
Good job, Doozy.
Well, I definitely appreciate you for coming on tonight
I
and
appreciate
being
you
on
for
one of
having
my.
me.
This was really fun. Definitely hope you are able to take some pointers away, especially to our audience and people listening, that this is your garden. Tend to it. Make sure you are taking the best care of it. Spend as much time in it as you need. So you can definitely brag about it. Why not? You can brag about it. You can congratulate yourself, and you can
Yes,
be
you can.
proud of you. So do not cheat yourself in your garden, your space. It will look exactly how you want it to look if you put in the work to make it look that way. Don't forget it. The grass is always greener where you water it now. All right. And you guys know that you can find us at flourishgirl.flourish on Instagram. Again, we do now have a Cash App. So if you want to extend your support for Flourish Girl Flourish, you can definitely send your love. $Flourish Girl Flourish on Cash App. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is your girl. This is your host, Wendy Jaye. Until next time.
GC on the track, boy. I never knew I could feel this way. Oh, I crave every part of you. Depend on your comfort to get me through. This high feels like I'm floating on cloud nine. Now that I need you in my space, come to me. Oh, why you hop, why you make together again. Yahusha, I can't shame you again. Crawl till you're broken. Your arms just did open. Put me back together again. Yahusha, I can't shame you again. I have every part of you. Don't be on this path to you. I meant every word I told you, always and forever. Meant more to me daily. I'm so grateful you changed me. Gotta be pleased until you let me say this. I have me some you. Crawl through your broken. Your arms, yeah, you did open. Put me back together again. Yahusha, I can't shame you again.
This is another Big Lee production. Keep your head up. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. You need to know trouble don't last always. And if you're feeling down about it, this is what you say. Hey, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Positive. Simple adjective of how we ought to be. Working out together like the organs in your body. We can be a rich family like the Saudi. To show each other love, now that's an energy. Negativity will sting you like a bumblebee. Even positive is first on the battery. Just reading right to left, that's how it's supposed to be. And I see women running through me and so casually. We lack your moral and ethics, that's called an enemy. Understand, what you give out is what you get. So don't expect to garden flowers if you plant it limp. You need to know trouble don't last always. And if you're feeling down about it, this is what you say. Hey, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. You need to know trouble don't last always. And if you're feeling down about it, this is what you say. Hey, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. All brown girls, it's time to flourish, girl. That's essential like a massage. Barack, go girl. Keep your mind and stay high like a loft and real authentic. Draw near to Yahusha, he will keep your candle lit. And that's an absolute if you stay in total compliance. Plus, we give kaboom to the one who's covering our life. He be the one to endue you with power to slay the giant. Immaculate so, Yahusha's larger than life. So let's put down all the strife and become unified. Courier this message back and forth across the line. Reflections on connections to get you in the direction of perfection or election. That's one of a kind. You need to know trouble don't last always. And if you're feeling down about it, this is what you say. Hey, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. You need to know trouble don't last always. And if you're feeling down about it, this is what you say. Hey, let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. And keep it positive on the daily, ladies. Because you never know what someone else is going through. If you see a sister fall, be there to help. Because you never know. Next time, might be you.
Hey y'all, this your girl LV.
Hootie, serving y'all.
This is Danielle Jones, and you're listening to ZMR Radio.
Don't touch that dial.
This is Danielle.